Let me ask you a little something. What's the craziest way you've ever heard of a hamster dying? I think we can all agree that hamsters have never had a normal death. Is it even possible for a hamster to die of old age? Now that you've commented your dead hamster story down below, let's check out exactly what I've been doing with these virtual hamsters. Spoiler alert, I should be locked in a cell for life. Okay, so you're probably wondering how I got in this situation. I refuse to play the sound effect, I hate that joke. But long story short, our lovely channel member Frog Wizard bought me a game called Hamster Hunter. You may think this was generous, but you'd be mistaken. They bought me suffering, pain, and torment. Or that is to say, doomed hamsters to suffering and torment. Long story short, I'm Toasty Taco. I try new things, mostly games and shows, and I tell you how it went. And let me tell you, Hamster Hunter did not go well. At first, the video idea I had was playing Hamster Hunter for an hour and it gets 1% faster every time I get disturbed, but then I realized that I cannot possibly upload something like that for two reasons. First, it would be far too fast. Second, my mom is subscribed to me and I cannot risk her seeing uncensored footage of this game, at least not certain aspects. And one other thing, the title was just too long. It was just too long. So let me go ahead and give you the lore breakdown here. We're looking for our family before we learn that an evil hamster man has kidnapped and butchered them, and now we get revenge by absolutely annihilating every hamster we see within tranquilizer distance. And no, this is not just a hunting game. You think shooting them is simply enough? No. They killed our family. We have to meat grind them. And that's just the first machine we unlock. Soon enough, we are microwaving them. Oh no, you can see him spinning. Burning them. And heaven forbid, hammering them to death. And like I said, at first this was disturbing and horrific to me. I'm grinning and grimacing at the sheer, unfiltered, and copious amounts of violence, while all the while a small voice at the back of my mind reminds me that they do deserve it because they killed our family. And here's where my mindset begins to shift. I stopped getting so worried about the lil hammies, and the turning point is when I learned that you could sleep with one and breed it with a 50% chance of killing the hamster. You could pick it up, interact with your bed, and when you wake up the next morning, there's either a dead hamster or two hamsters. Believe me, that is not a Steam achievement I am proud to have gotten. But now that I had thoroughly crossed the threshold into degenerate nonsense, I began to revel in it. This game is like a Roblox tycoon, adventure capitalist, idle games, etc. It's incremental and you spend money to make money. So now my addiction to interest and investing are double meat grinding away my resolve and empathy. And eventually, I give in. I realize that I love turning these things into french fries, sock puppets, charred husks, and even paste. Actually, not paste. I cannot bear the hammer sound effects. Believe me when I say, though, I began to relish the obliteration of these living potatoes. So I began to automate, to gain efficiency. The weakness of my own flesh disturbed me, and I had to get things as fast as possible, because as much as I like manually squeezing the life out of these mofos, I need that cash. Because I almost forgot to mention, this game also has gambling, baby, it has gambling. I really need a therapist after this. I'm so far gone in every aspect of this because of this stupid hamster simulator. So I put all my shit on red, lose, and then lose like 6 more times. This amplifies my rage even more, and who better to take it out on than yet more hamsters? I build a lure, which I will be censoring because they low-key done gave the hamster totem some frickin' honkers. This lure is essential now though because I have a consistent nearby source of meat grind fuel for money. Not just that, but also hamsters to cook, since cooking and eating these charred hamsters can increase your money rate and whatnot, kinda like a skill tree. So I'm living my best hamster havoc life, gambling, murdering, and enjoying the journey. But there's a dark, I guess darker side to this, the nighttime. Though to be fair, the sky doesn't change, the skybox is always the same, just the lighting changes. But then, like some forbidden son of Minecraft, this game starts spawning enemies at night. These little hamster demons aren't too bad. They just die in one hit, but they wreck my hard-earned machinery that I had to spend money on, good money. I will do anything to avoid losing money on investments. So of course I chased them and bashed them in with a baseball bat. Unfortunately, the booba statue broke, so I had to replace it, this time away from my main eyesight so I don't have to get visually assaulted every time I leave the house. But don't worry, there's at least one hamster safe from my wrath, and that would be the one who pulls this forsaken sled. The lil fellow will just rail me Okay, whoa. Okay, that was a typo in the script. That is my bad. The little fella will just trail me and keep my hamster carrying output even higher because I can store like 3 of them on the sled. So don't call me cruel. There is at least one hamster that I'm not butchering. And hey, at the end of the day, at least most of my hamsters died happy, either right after getting laid or right after simping for a Gooner hamster statue. If I don't go out the same way, you know I failed in life. So at this point, he remembered that he knew people in real life that would probably see this video, but it was far too late for him to give up on the degenerate nonsense now. I always whine about my community being low-key horny, but I say stuff like this and I realize it's honestly probably my fault. And yeah, that is my overall experience with the game so far. Fun? I mean, yeah, it mostly is, as long as you like those tycoon-style games. But would I recommend it beyond the novelty of comically gratuitous animal cruelty that should probably not be allowed on Steam? I don't know. That's definitely a matter of taste and not for everyone. Anyone healthy, at least. But hey, it was a goofy hour to say the least, and the game really is quite cheap when on sale, so for any sick flups in the audience itching to get this game, your wallet will find it rather doable. After all, it saves more money to bet all on red and lose. You can also low-key hit some skill shots on these MFers. The gun's effective range is basically infinite, so you can see if you can see your furball, you can nix it. I tried to hit some 360s and other MLG gamer moments, but I never really got any particularly photogenic ones. Sorry gang, I'll try harder to hit clips on hopeless animals in the future. The dev also takes feedback relatively often to my knowledge and still updates the game. In fact, one came out even after I was just writing the script. I'm also sure the story continues, but I didn't really pay enough attention and I also didn't interact with the story too much to see how it develops, and let's be real, I'm not entirely sure I want to keep playing because my mental state may become unsalvageable after more sessions. Have I recovered since? It's taken time for sure, but at least I don't wake up in a cold sweat remembering the hamster bed incident anymore. I do still see the eyes of Hamster Man on my back when I think I'm alone, so stay safe out there, fellas. So let's whip out the taco treatise and grind its meat or something. How do I manage to make introducing the rating scale sus every time? My bad, gang. Anyway, I'll give it, my script says 6, but after a couple days, it should probably be a 5.5. It's playable. It has its fun elements. It's not super buggy. Like it is feature complete. Like it is a game. The overall aesthetic though of hamster hunting is obviously very polarizing. So keep that in mind when deciding if you want to play the rodent stomper game. Overall though, I was surprised at the fact that it actually had a loose story, actual gamey progression, and best of all, had gambling, baby. Honestly, any game with gambling gets a score above 5 just for including it. And hey, since you listened to me talk about my knack for digital hamster murder, consider watching this video next. It proves that my animal knack extends even to crabs. I couldn't even help them live for a single day. But hey, not all of us have got that green thumb for animals or whatever the proverb is. But yeah, just a quicker video because this experience was far too silly not to talk about. Like if you're here, I mean, come on, if you're already at the end of the video, might as well leave it a like, and subscribe if you want me to show you more weird games in the future. I have some on tap. If this gets popular enough, maybe I'll stream more of the game and see where the story goes, or upload my initial hour of gameplay that's more unedited, so ask below if you want to see that. Speaking of commenting, here's the people who answered the question at the end of the last video. Answer today's question and you'll be featured in the next video. What is your favorite animal with fur? Hopefully one that isn't being microwaved. Thanks, Frog Wizard. I'd say you're a goated channel member, but after getting this game from you, I'm unsure if I should be grateful or not. Jokes aside, become a channel member if you're awesome and cool and want some perks. Well guys, I hope I made your day a little bit more tolerable. I hope you make my day a little bit happier too. I see every single subscriber that goes up, so if you want to make me smile, go ahead and hit the button. And honestly, even if you're not subscribed, whatever, have a nice life, and don't forget to never trust a fart after your stomach writes checks that your gyat can't cash. Taco out, talk out.